welcome to my channel. So today's video, I'm going to be talking about my vision for my new business, okay? In my last video, I spoke about how my daughters and I started a makeup line while in a pandemic. So it all started at the beginning of last summer, 2020. So we were in the middle of a pandemic, and my daughters and I, we ran out of things to do around the house. So we started brainstorming on what we could do to keep sane, keep from, getting on each other's nerves too much. So we toyed with different ideas, and eventually we came up with starting a makeup line. And so we worked the whole summer to figure it out, researching and just going through the process of starting a new business. So eventually, by the end of the summer, we were able to launch our new business, and it is called Oli Cosmetics, okay? It is everything makeup, all the girly stuff for makeup, like eyeliner, lipstick, lip gloss, makeup bags, things of that nature. We sell all of those things. Okay, so now our business is up and running, and then I thought of how we could use this business to do some good. Okay, so I thought of the charity work that we do and have been doing for years, because my husband and I, we are blessed, okay, because we've had the opportunity to pursue our career and educational goals of him becoming a doctor and myself becoming a nurse at an early age. So we like to use our skills and knowledge to be a blessing to others in our community. So for that reason, we do a lot of volunteer work, here in the States as well as in other parts of the world. We've been to places like Mexico, Guatemala, and Nigeria. So we go to places where there's need, and there's a lot of need out there. There's a lot of poverty in the world. So we went to Mexico a couple of times. The first time we went to Mexico was to Mexicali, which is the border of California and Mexico. And with that, we went with a team, a surgical team that performed the surgeries on kids that are born with cleft lip and cleft palate. Cleft lip is when a kid is born with a split from their mouth to their nose, right here, where ours is fused, theirs is wide open, and it makes it difficult for them to eat, drink, cry, smile, things of that nature that we take for granted, that we do every day without knowing it. Also, cleft palate is inside their mouth, at the top of their mouth, there is a split also. Okay, so it just makes life miserable for them. So we were part of a team that fixed a whole bunch of kids, a whole bunch of those kids. So it is something that brings me a lot of joy. And it also was a humbling experience because, those are things that we take for granted here in this country because we have medical insurance. When we're sick or when we have a problem, we just go to the doctor fixes us, and we're good. But in many of these countries that we go to, there is no such thing as medical insurance, so if they have a problem, either they have to live with it for the rest of their life or it kills them, So it's really sad, what we see when we go to these places. And that is why, I want to use part of the funds that we are making from this business to support what we've been doing, to do more of it, right? These places. So, and, like I said, my husband does it a lot more than I do because I usually have to stay behind and take care of the kids. But he does a lot of traveling. He travels at least twice a year to different parts of the world doing the medical mission. And then we do a lot of it here as well in the United States. And so, and a lot of our work is out of pocket. We get donations from pharmaceutical companies, don't get me wrong, who supply us with drugs and equipment that we need, thanks to them, but they cannot supply us with everything, even some of the drugs, we have to buy ourselves because, like anti-malarial drugs, a lot of these pharmaceutical companies don't supply those because many countries don't have malaria. So, they just give you what they have. And so, and then antihypertensives or blood pressure medicine, we usually have to buy those ourselves because, people use different, or people respond to different high blood pressure medications, so we usually don't get a whole lot of variety from the companies. So we have to buy a lot of the drugs ourselves, and then when we get to these countries, a lot of the money that we use there is out of pocket because, people require post-op treatment. After you operate on them, they need follow-up care. And we're talking about people that don't even have money to pay you to do their care, let alone aftercare, you know. So there is a lot of poverty in these countries, you know, because the government in those countries are corrupt. They don't provide jobs for people, so people don't have jobs, they don't have money, so they are in desperate need. So that's, you know, what we, you know, so we love going to those places to help, you know, to lend a helping hand to these people. And you know, but it gets frustrating because you know, at the end of the day, you know, we finish what we're doing for them and we leave and we return back to the States, and a lot of times they don't have money to follow up treatment. So it frustrates me, and it keeps me wondering, you know, like what happens to them after we leave. It really concerns me. And so, you know, because if, you know, if we don't give them the money, a lot of times they will relapse and go back to their, you know, the state where we found them, you know, and some of them may die, you know. So for that reason, we have to come up out of pocket a lot of times to give them money for post-op treatment or follow-up treatment, you know. So it gets really costly for us, you know. So yeah, so like we've been to, you know, and usually when we go to these countries, we have a hospital privilege, you know, where they announce that our team is coming, and that the people will, you know, sign up and get ready for us. And when we get there, we do what we got to do for them for 7 days, and then we're gone. We come back to the States, and then what happens to them? You know, I often wonder, you know, and that is one of the reasons that I went back to school to study social work, because I wanted to find out what resources are available that I could provide to them to help sustain them after we leave and come back to the States, you know. So for that, I said, let me, you know, go to social work and see what's available out there. That's why I went back. That's the main reason that I went back to school and got a master's in social work, you know. So I'm gonna tell you a couple of stories. Well, just one. I'll just tell you one because I know y'all ain't got time for all that. So I'll just tell you one story. It is about this man that my husband says inspired him to become a doctor, and it was their medicine man. Okay, so you know, this man was actually a nurse, but they called him the medicine man because he was the closest thing that they had to a doctor. Because you know, growing up in the village, you know, there is no doctor and there is no hospital, you know. So if you got sick, you had to go to the city. So my husband says that this man inspired him to become a doctor because he always treated them whether they had money to pay him or not. So my husband felt that, wow, you know, when I grow up, I would like to be just like this man, you know, treat people, you know, whether, regardless of whether they could pay me, you know. So going back, so about this man, one time we went to Nigeria for our mission work, and we did our 7 days of mission work. And at the end of the 7 days, we were headed back to our village. And we, my husband decided that he wanted to stop by this man's house and visit him, you know, because he didn't want to leave without seeing him. So we stopped at the man's house, and the man looked like he was in his deathbed. You know, he was emaciated. He just looked really sick. So we, my husband asked the wife what was the matter, and she said that he had just had an appendectomy a couple of weeks ago and he was recovering. So my husband asked to examine him, and she allowed him, and he felt his tummy, and the tummy felt like a rock. So my husband told him that he had a mass and that it needed to come out, otherwise he might die. So the man was like, okay, so how? Like, how is it gonna come out? You know, so my husband was like, okay, I just finished, you know, with the hospital. We just finished at the hospital. And so I don't know if they will still allow me to come back and do a surgery. If they would, you know, all I have really to do it is tomorrow, because it was the 31st. Okay, we're due to return to the States on the 2nd of January. So all he had to do, all he had was the next day, which was January 1st. So my husband calls the hospital, and the hospital said it was okay for him to come back and do the surgery on this man. So the next day or the next morning, my husband takes the man to the hospital, does the surgery, removes the tumor, and sure enough, it was cancer. So my husband, and of course, when you have a cancerous tumor removed, you need to have chemotherapy to kill the rest of the cells. Otherwise, it will spread and you could still die. So, and the man didn't have money, because like I said, folks don't have money there because, folks don't have jobs, because the government sucks and don't provide jobs for folks. Okay, and we were like almost ready to come back, the next day. So we were short of cash as well. So, but my husband scrambled to find some cash and, gave it to him and told him to go ahead and start chemo, and promised him that when we return to the States, we're going to send him some more money to continue chemotherapy. Yeah, so that's how that happened. And so, of course, the next day we left and came back to the States. And then my husband did as we promised and sent him some money to continue the therapy. So that's 10 years ago. Okay, the man is still alive. So he survived. So we do save lives. We help people and people do survive. And those are the things that make me happy and make me want to keep going and keep helping, people. And so, there are a lot of success stories like that I have to share. But, that one really, really touched my heart because, I had met the man, prior, and, he's a very gentle man, very gentle soul. So I was so happy that we were able to help him, and that he's still alive till today. So when we go and, we still visit him, and, he's a very handsome man too, so yeah, so I was really happy that we helped save his life. And so, yeah, and so those are the things and those are the reasons that I want to, use the funds that we are making from this business to help more people. The more the merrier, the more money that we can have access to, the more people that we can save, that we can help. So that is why it is my vision to use our funds from this business to continue what we have been doing, to do even more of what we have been doing. So so I want to you guys can support our vision by subscribing to my channel, one. And when I say subscribe to my channel, people tend to get scared, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to subscribe to nothing. I don't want to pay for nothing. And somebody actually asked me that, do I have to pay? No, you do not have to pay, okay? YouTube subscription is free. You don't have to pay a dime, okay? All you got to do is just press that subscribe button. And what it does is it allows YouTube to share my video to other people and to share it with you. Whenever I post something, you're a subscriber to me, so they will share my content with you so that you can see what I'm doing, okay? Because like my next video will be about, where I show you all the products that we're selling so you can see what we're doing. So that's what subscription means. It basically is just going to be showing you my videos. That's it. You don't have to pay a dime. So just push that button and say subscribe, okay? And then the more people I have subscribed, that means the more people that will see my content. That's just really all it is. So subscribe. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm having hiccups. So subscribe to my channel, okay? And also follow us on Instagram. Instagram is oli.cosmetics. And follow us on Facebook. Okay, follow me on Facebook. I'm the only one on Facebook. My kids are not on Facebook, but they're on Instagram. And on the Instagram page, my daughter pretty much runs it. So you can follow us on Instagram, oli.cosmetics. Follow me on Facebook. And, I run the Facebook, she runs the Instagram. So, and then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel because this is where I will be posting videos about the business. Okay, on Instagram we post pictures, and basically pictures of our products and things like that. And then on Facebook as well, we post pictures of our products and people that are using our products, things like that. So, but we need people to subscribe to the channel so you can give us more exposure, and then follow us on Instagram and Facebook. That is how you can help us with our vision. All right. And also our website, you can always visit our website and make a purchase, because your purchase is going to help fulfill this vision that we have of helping more people. Okay, because the more the merrier. The more money that we can make from this business, then the more people that we can help take care of when we do our mission trips. So please feel free to visit our store. It is olicosmetics.co. That's our website. All right, it took us the whole summer to build that website. Okay, and we did it ourselves, and we're proud that we were able to do it ourselves. Yes, so please visit and make a purchase, or just check out what we're doing, and follow us, and see what we're doing. And if you don't see something that you like right now, maybe if you're following us, maybe we'll eventually post something that you like, and then you can buy it. Or you can, buy it as a gift for someone, that you care for, So yes, that is all I have to say for now. Okay. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching me. And